Fuel your body with complete multivitamin, the perfect balance of essential nutrients for daily health and wellness. Carefully formulated from natural ingredients, our multivitamin packs vitamins A, C, D, E, plus key minerals like zinc and magnesium to support your immune system and boost energy. Just 1 tablet a day is all you need. Take it with water and feel the difference as prescribed by your healthcare provider. Stay active, stay strong, stay ready with Complete Multivitamin, your daily dose of vitality. Complete Multivitamin, simple, powerful nutrition. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition store.
Good afternoon, Grand Rising. Hope you guys are doing amazing. 4 minutes past 2 p.m. right here in the 254. And of course, happy Wednesday. Hope your week is going smooth and nice. Welcome to another episode of the Pan-African Bliss Show. My name is Joby. In case you're here for the first time, to the returning listeners, subscribers, hope you guys are doing great on YouTube, Rumble, on BitChute, on the network, on the radio, and to those who get to catch this on Spotify, Spreaker, on all our streaming platforms because we're everywhere. Karibuni sana once again. Well, today we shall be looking at our former Prime Minister, RIP to him, Raila Odinga has passed away this morning in India, and we shall be talking about that.
In India, because they refused, and I got people, okay, oh, he's done a great job. No, he hasn't. You ain't put hospitals in Kenya. Why are you in India?
That's so
Why you morons don't build hospitals?
I was arguing with some of my friends this morning, telling me, oh, it's going to be such a bad day. It's going to be a dark day for the people of Kenya. I'm like, what's dark there? What has he done?
Because a puppet died. Exactly. Exactly. It's a dark day because a puppet died. Get out of here.
If I look at why people would say that is because he's a loved man. He's genuinely a really loved man. Like for real. As we talk outside the studio right now, we have people who are demonstrating. We have in his house in Kisumu, in different areas, literally, people are not just demonstrating but mourning in terms of demonstration. It's like a mourn, but they're gathered just singing and crying his name. So yeah, rest in peace to our opposition leader, long opposition leader. He's done amazing in keeping us, calm and not seeking revolution until we said last year, hey, we don't need no opposition and we're going to do this on our own. We are going to do this because we are the Kenyans. We are the citizens of this nation. So we're the majority and we need to be
exactly. So all he did was keep you from doing revolution. So good luck. It's the bad rubbish. May rest in hell with his puppet ass.
Before we get into that, we shall be checking a little bit on what is there's something I got to discuss last week on the digital ID and how they're looking forward to introduce this, especially to new babies. And I remember on Monday I covered the show, Monday or Friday, when we talked about the digital IDs, the same thing, how they're trying to push this agenda to literally everywhere in the world. It's not just America, it's not just the UK, which has already passed the whole rule and law. Kenya is also pushing the same thing, and we had Ruto talking about it, saying that this is something that we've been trying to achieve, and for now it's been put in practice for the next 2 coming months. So we shall be discussing slightly on that because I know you went deep on the conversation, but also looking at Nigeria, we have 52,000 Christians who have been confirmed dead, and this adds literally the total number of all the Christians that have been murdered by these terrorist groups that we keep on seeing them popping in African countries. The question is, where do the terrorist groups come from? How do poor people get guns, trucks, bikes to just move around? I can't pay rent, but I can afford a weapon. I don't have a job, but I can afford a weapon. It doesn't make sense. So we shall be getting also into that. But before we get started, a quick reminder.
If you want to know why I sent you a video on your TikTok feed.
Okay. On what?
If you want to know why the question you just asked, I sent you a video on your TikTok feed that explains that.
Okay, let me see if I can cue that. But before we get to continue, family, a quick reminder, kindly, if you're here for the first time, kindly hit that subscription button, hit the like button, and rush to the Google Play Store where you can enjoy more of this amazing conversation.
And let me say something. Anybody on my TikTok, they just funny. I was up to 45 subscribers. Now they all get deleted. Shout out to the cats. I think I'm like at 35. They're gonna constantly take it down to zero. It's
Wow.
funny. That's
The
what
numbers
happened.
are reducing. The numbers are reducing.
Yeah, I went from 45 to now you can go look at it. I went from 45 to now 36 in a day. Yeah, 10,000 subs just left.
Shout out
Yeah,
to shout out to TikTok. But yes, a quick reminder to download our app where we can
shout out
talk
to the
much
cats who own. Shout out to the cats who own it.
if you want us to continue having more of these conversations without them being taken down, have our application because we need to again
You better.
going back to the network like we used to do. I don't know how we shifted. We need to go back to having the shows once a while on the network like we used to do, where we can
We
talk
do.
open, so that people can also air their opinion. Like yesterday, I had someone, it was Jason saying the comments were being deleted on YouTube. So
Of
they
course.
do that. They delete
Of
comments
course.
on most of these platforms, but
Comments,
that
subscribers, numbers, everything gets deleted. How
all
have I lost 10,000 followers in a day?
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Ah,
But yeah, you
it's
can
called the cats with the hats effect.
yes, you can get yourself amazing, amazing merchandise. Let me show you just a minute. What you can get yourself. Um,
Uh,
Yeah, we have our logo t-shirts in case you want to get yourself our merchandise. We keep on telling you guys you think it's a joke. Here it is. This is the Black Hot Fire Network t-shirt. All sizes. If you have a big stomach, we got you covered. If you're skinny, we got you covered. Um, so just
every,
let
every
us
other balloon stomach, we got you covered.
yeah, just go to the apparel store and let us know what you want. If you want a hoodie, if you want a beanie or a t-shirt. Also for the
Exactly.
barbershop. If you want to also support our barbershop people, we have their t-shirts as well. Like please hit that apparel store or get yourself some organic supplements.
Like Joey
Support
said, I'm gonna put a barbershop T-shirt inside the store.
yeah.
It look nice.
Yep. So ensure you get yourself that and get yourself some amazing organic supplements as well. Your health is your wealth. Your health is your wealth. Remember that every single time. But before we get started, I want to share these two
I
amazing videos.
I know.
Today,
Cause shout out to shout out to D'Angelo that died yesterday. Man, there's no such thing as resting in peace. There's no such thing as death. So there's no such thing. I don't use the white man. Rest in peace. Because no one dies. So D'Angelo's gonna get reshuffled. He'll be back because he know how to get out of here. He's back as some kid. Hopefully he's not born by morons. That's all I can give. Um, um, you know, Cat was younger than me by a year. Was it year two, whatever it was. He born in 74. I was born like in 72. Whatever. But anyway, he's dead and stinking. So sorry.
yeah, okay. I'd say we just use the phrase to make our people feel good. Of course,
Yeah, of
understanding
course. Of
it's
course.
real. It still hurts. That's just the real fact. Come on, no one likes to lose their loved ones
Of
as much
course
as
not. Of course we don't, Joe. Of course, because
people like. Mhm.
of course, exactly. But you, you celebrate people's death. You don't be upset because you celebrate that life because that life is gone. And when they do come back, they come back as other people. They don't remember who they were anyway. So they come back as whole different personalities going underneath a different star.
Mhm.
It might have been Sagittarius this life. Next life they're Gemini. So who knows? So
Yeah.
so you know, I was surprised he died. I didn't know he had cancer, and butt cancer. I know he had butt cancer.
Shame.
I know. That's why I said, damn.
But anyway, as we get started with today's conversation, yesterday I read some amazing articles and I read all of them. I'm not going to go through them again. They were talking about the African spirituality, how we've really lost that, and the colonial education, how it has made African people think they are white. We've seen most of these videos, people, Africans who have the white set mentality, let me say that, and
Of course.
still it's still very active and operating within Africans because we don't know the real history of who we are. Looking at also English, they talked about English is not a measure of intelligence, which is very true, because
Of
most of our
course.
people think just because you are punctual in English that makes you intelligent. No, you can be a moron, and just because you have perfect English, but English is
Exactly. I do it
intelligent.
exactly.
Yeah, but we've seen most of our African people, especially when it comes to maybe leaders, bunch of people, you give them some sort of hierarchy because they speak better than you. Remember, we had our own languages as African people, native language, cultures, and traditions. Also, he talked about the West not fighting democracy. Is not fighting democracy in Africa, but they are overthrowing democracy. And personally, he said we've never even had
Exactly.
democracy
Never
at
had them
all.
exactly.
Yeah,
Told you, a democracy, if democracy worked, Joby, it'd be illegal. It
true.
wouldn't work.
Very so true. Yeah, so personally, I say there's never been democracy, so they're fighting for what it's never
No.
even existed. We're the ones who are fighting for democracy. And last but not least, it talked about the colonizer came with their religion, culture, and history while demonizing African culture and traditions. And if you can remember the video I shared of that lady when I winded up the show, she said, people who invaded you, people who came and intruded you cannot tell you the real history of yourself. Don't expect someone who came and stole everything away from you to tell you, hey, you once had it, while they still
Of
continuously
course.
come back to take it back from you. So, with all that being said, I have another video literally combined with the other video she talked about, what she was talking about yesterday, and also looking at the images, just like the video I shared yesterday on the Africa Today show. The discrimination of the African continent, the racism, which the racism has applied much more on who we are as a people, and that's why they treat us
Yes.
how they treat us because of who we are as a people. Who is mentioning me?
Yes.
They say when you shrub a lot, someone is talking about you. I know who's talking about me, but you better get me out of your mouth. But yeah, let me share this video of this lady, what she had to say. And I share another video of how, through their media, still, because they've been controlling the fake narrative with lies, hiding the truth from the people, how they have also discriminated our history through animations, through movies, and a bunch of things. Let me share this video very quickly, fast.
It is known that Africa only had black people.
So if you remember yesterday, we talked about South Africa, and bunch of whites, the Dutch Afrikaners now, are claiming that they have been long existing there, that they
I
were the
know,
owners of
Joby. Crazy time. It's crazy.
they were the owners of the land and all that. But at the same time, if you listen to that video, in between there is a man who told the truth by trying to justify their actions, that we're not trying, just because we say we want our own space, it's not like we want to practice any type of um what is it, exploitation. We don't want to do what we did when we came here, so you're trying to actually prove that you
So what?
came here, you never belonged
Exactly.
here. So yeah, we were only, Africa was only full of black people.
Europe had white people. Asia had yellow people. Now, it is absurd to say that we Africans were not in Africa when white people first came.
Exactly.
And secondly,
But that's what they're saying. That's what these white people said. These black people weren't even here when we came here. Wait, what? What? Crazy talk.
the conqueror writes history. They came, they conquered, and they wrote. Now, you don't expect people who came to invade us to write the truth about us. They will always write negative things about us. And they have to do that because they have to justify their invasion.
Exactly, just like I say, justification of their invasion, which is that is what they have always trying to be doing. Even every time we go back to the Hegelian dialectic, I kind of say that is my favorite word when I talk about these things. Actually, that is my favorite word, understanding the Hegelian dialectic, because it's amazing, but at the same time, it's really, really diabolic. If you understand how this system works, and if you can be able to escape
Of course it
them,
is. It's evil.
it's you can escape it, but this is completely the Hegelian dialectic. They come, cause the problems, see our reaction, then bring the solution. That is what they have been doing long in Africa with the wars. They are the
Of
ones
course.
causing wars because they want to exploit Africans and the continent itself, and then they see our reaction, which leads us to escaping away. We don't have, like you said, strong military bases. We don't have men who are willing to fight anymore. We have gays more than men now. We have men trying to be women more than men in this society today, and that is just the truth. And now they see our reaction because we don't have a military, we don't have men who can fight. The solution is a let us come, let us bring the UN. They're gonna maintain peace in your country.
Exactly.
Don't worry about it. We got you, you know. But you're the same problem causer.
in all the countries. It's like saying when the Europeans went to America, there were no Indians there. It's ridiculous because they were there. I know that my people were there. We don't write our history. It has always been handed down to us orally by our elders. Of course, the white man came and he writes history. In fact, you don't know anything about any place until the white man gets there. Like my husband always says, it's like saying, well, until the white man comes to any place, nothing lives. It's only when he comes and say, boof, I've discovered you, now you exist, which is ridiculous. And that is why I have to say the things I say in my performances, because I know, again, that I am right. And because I am right, I know I will win.
Period. And that should be the spirit of Africans. By knowing the truth which they have denied us first, that's why we can't understand if we can conquer this. You know, we still give them the hierarchy of being the most important people, not understanding who they really, really are.
Yep.
It's really, really sad. But at the same time, for the longest time, they've been trying to, of course, show us how they don't like us. Again, changing the narrative so it can fit them best. So this is a video actually showing how we have the Russian media and how the US media portrays the African history. I don't know if there's a difference, but it shows a difference. And personally, I always love going back, because if this should justify that Russia has always been Africans' friends, no, I'm still not with it. Just because they're helping the Alliance Sahel state, I'm still not with it. Russia is benefiting in its own ways from Africa. And we've seen most of young people going there illegally and being used to make drones. So, no, I'm not buying it. So let's share this with you.
These two cartoons are about Africa. Can you guess where they're from? Both were made in the mid-20th century. But let's take a closer look at how the United States portrayed African countries. This is the image that they show children.
And look,
This
exactly.
is the seed that was
Pause
planted in...
it. Exactly. Pause it. Now, that's what I showed. This is what we grew up on, guys. As Black Americans. That's why we wanted to turn our back on Africa. Why we hate ourselves. Because we came from Africa. They said this is what Africa was like. We had no idea what Africa's like. They showed us bones and savages. And we're like, oh, shit. That's us. So they had us hate our ancestors the same way Yobi was taught. We were taught the same thing. This propaganda is real. That's what it's the hate of yourself and hate of who you are as a people. With all these crazy stereotypes. But this is what we grew up on. As cartoons, as children. Go ahead, Joe.
our brain about African people, completely untouched by civilization. Now let's take a look at the Soviet Union and how they did it. This is the exact same time period, but obviously there is a human aspect. A man smiling, growing crops outside of his home. The same people, but two very different stories. The indoctrination starts with the children. These two
Exactly. Exactly. So also going through the comments, someone says this is crazy because I grew up in Europe and it was pretty much the same images. And then another person also asked that for Russians, our ancestors were two bogias, and I can see it. And someone also asked that they were always they have always demonized us, but they know the truth and they are afraid the world finding out the truth. Exactly, that is just, it's all about the truth. Actually, if you go back to all that we're talking about, it goes back to them lying and hiding the truth and not wanting people to know the truth, because boom, you're
Of
not who you
course.
think you are. You're not who you've made the world think you are. You are very inferior. You ain't shit. And that is just true. You ain't shit. You used to eat shit. The reality. That's what you need to be told. But sadly, we've been so indoctrinated on the mind, we
That's
really
true.
don't know much. And it's so crazy. I was saying yesterday, I don't understand when it comes now to South Africans that you can be disrespected like this on your face and you still want to say, I want to share. I think we should build together. Are you crazy? I'm not sharing a goddamn thing with you. You better kick rocks. Better go back to where you came. You better trace your way back to Europe and go back. This is my country, belongs to my people. I don't care who came here. We were here first, not you. Because if you look at actually real actual movies that show the real actual, especially animations, the real actual history of Africans, when the white people came to Africa, the Africans were astonished to see this pale looking color. Like, what? We've never,
Exactly. So,
we've never seen anything like this. What is
exactly.
this? So you better go back to where you came back from, because your distraction, we've had enough of your distraction. Talking about distraction, in Nigeria, 52,000 people have been confirmed dead. This is from coming from the Christian community. And this is nothing to do with religion. Again, they love using some of the things that they have used to
Exactly, Joe. Because look, now they want to, exactly right. They want to take a Christian Muslim. They control both these. They control these different religions. They want to say it's the Muslims that are killing the Christians alive. It's the fake mercenaries, the fake terrorists that are doing this. That are not even Boko, these fake names, Boko Haram. They want an excuse now to go on to Nigeria and break it up. Because Nigerians are saying, hey, we shouldn't be poor. Just don't ask the same question. Why are we poor? Who
exactly.
was all our money going? So they need to go in Nigeria, break it up, and destabilize like the Congo. That's what they're
Mhm.
trying to do. That's the plan. Go ahead.
Of course, and they will try so hard because this is the most populated country in Africa, number one. So if this
Exactly.
country happens to rise, and if they don't conquer the division more than they have done so far by having 250 something tribes, which this is so crazy. Who has the best jollof rice? Who has the best fufu and all that type of shit is still going on. Now you can imagine if they break it completely. This is completely not never going, like you said, it's going to destroy Nigeria too, its knees completely. Completely. There's never going to be unity there. The people will never be able to understand
No.
political
They want me to use, they break it
matters.
up in 3, 4 different countries, like they're doing in the Sudan.
Yep. And bunch of them bet sure they'll be caught up so that the rest of the agendas to be spread in Africa, it will all continue going there and they'll be caught up because your division, the fact that you are divided tribalistically and you've accepted it, now you think you're different people. How deep can it really go? And the white people love to see this. That's the funny thing. White men celebrating this. I love the fact I
Of
don't need
course.
to be told. I've had it. We've seen it. We've had it. We have a bunch of videos. We have that guy, the white guy. I think it was, if not Antonio Guterres, this not Antonio Guterres. There's one of these white guy was saying, we go to Congo and we wonder what is wrong with your leadership. Let me see if I can find that video. We go to Congo and we wonder what is wrong with your leadership. Why can't you stay there and fix your own? Why can't you fix your own problems?
Don't you?
Huh?
Because I sent you the video. Go put it up. It'll put up like what you said about the Congo. I sent you the video just now when you start the
Is it the
show.
okay. Let me see
The
if I
one I
can
just
cue
sent
that.
you, it's on both. It's on both your accounts. I know you
Oh,
slick because you now hit your Instagram account from me. Your slick ass.
oh
I don't be
me?
I don't be on Instagram though.
Me? I don't post it. I've not even been posting on Instagram like that.
Oh, that's why. No wonder. I said, show me Instagram account. Show me. Show me the Shamani on me.
No, what I did, I opened like a channel. There's like Instagram channels nowadays. So what I did is just open a channel, then I send my memes, my videos there just to communicate with people directly, like those who are interested,
Oh,
just chat.
okay, no wonder. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't post on my stories a lot, literally. I'll barely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as I
Okay.
cue that video, we have 52,000 Christians who have been murdered in Nigeria. And of course, they're saying no one is talking about it. Of course, it's not going to be talked about until they're able to push the propaganda and create fear. They first do it, and as the numbers rise, they start creating fear. This is going to cause, of course, displacement of the people running away from different regions. And as they do that, they try see if they can discover some oil there or some gold there, any type of
They,
resources.
they already know it's there, Joe. Yeah,
Any
they
type of
already know it's there, Joe. The spies are all in Africa, Joby, knowing, looking, surveying African land. They already know it's there, Joe. That's why they're doing it.
Yeah, but they're saying that the mothers and fathers, children who refuse to deny their faith in Nigeria. We have over 52,000 Christians who have been slaughtered in brutal attacks, and their churches burned and their villages erased. And yet the world remains very silent. No headlines, no outrages, no
That
just
was,
silence.
that was I think this is, Joe, because actually it's been more Muslims killed in Nigeria than Christians. See, that's not. See, so what they're trying to do, they're trying to, oh, it's a gap because they're trying to get the white Christians, that they can't stand black people. They try to use the religion, Joe, but
Mm.
as a way, oh, we must help these other Christians and go into Nigeria and stop this shit. Even like it's the Hegelian dialect, Joe. They're the ones doing it. They
Exactly.
say, oh, it's the Christians being killed, but actually it was more
Exactly.
Muslims being killed. Go ahead.
That's why I said this is not about even the religion. This is
No,
them
exactly.
causing destruction as always. It's
Of
us,
course.
the majority, who think this is about the religion, because again, these are the weapons they've been long using to keep Africa the way it is.
Exactly.
Religion, education, politics, all this entertainment, all the list, if you can mention it. So we know that they can use the same cards to overthink about the situation, not critically think. There's a difference. There's overthinking where fear comes with it, and there's critical thinking where you need to apply solution. Critical.
But Joey, well, you had figured out already, because you know how to critically think. Like I told Demore that most Africans know how to critically think, Joe. That's why you figured it out already. They don't. They get caught, like you said, they get caught up in the Hegelian dialect, they get caught up in the religion or the tribe, and they both and they get played. Exactly.
Yep, that
It's
is so
about the
true.
resource. It's about the resource extraction. Exactly.
Exactly. Whatever this point.
What's wrong with your country? Well, we don't even start by saying the King of Belgium created a slave colony for 30 years. The government of Belgium ran the slave colony for another 40 years. The CIA assassinated your first popular leader, Mr. Lumumba, and then installed another dictatorship for the next 30 years. And then Glencore and others now suck out your cobalt without giving you tax income. We don't reflect on that. We say, what's wrong with you? Why don't you govern properly?
Exactly. So it goes back to us. Now, what are we gonna do about it? The white men are shitting on our faces, telling you acting like childlike people,
Yep.
childlike people. You have a mindset that can't critically think and apply solutions. Instead, you
Exactly.
wanna run away. For how long are we gonna keep on running away? For how long will you Africans keep on running away from what belongs to you just because someone wants to benefit? For
Good
how
question,
long?
Joe. Good question. The bit I sent you
Africa.
gonna ask. Good question. The bit I
I,
sent you
I
gonna answer that question.
Mm-hmm. I okay, Keith. I got the video. I got the video. Let me cue that very quickly. But I remember some time back. when my dad bought a land in one of the regions in Nairobi, then there was an attack because it was a political attack. Then people stood up because I remember I was in school. I didn't know what was happening. Then came back home. We had not yet built like how do I call it? A
Compound.
brick structure. Yeah, like a strong foundation of a structure. We just had like an iron structure, just a simple
Yeah.
structure before my dad gets all the everything for building up the house all together and the money. So they came and tore down the windows, they slashed the all the mabatis and everything, like they opened it was crazy. And then my stepmom was pregnant, so she even went into labor immediately because of how traumatizing it was. They had pangas, they had
Oh,
like machetes, guns. They had guns which were funded, of course. All these claims were Ruto wanted a share at that time. Allegedly, he wanted a share
wow.
land that was there, and it belonged to people.
Had
So
nothing to do with him. Exactly. He's a
yeah,
criminal.
so people gathered up and stood up literally against the people who are now funded, and they had to call. Apparently, we had the Kenya Defense Forces which came to stand with us. That was the crazy part, because they did actually the whole night. The Kenya Defense Forces was there and protecting us against those people. So I don't know if it was all staged and everything, but what I saw and witnessed is people standing up for their lands. They were like, we'd rather die, but there's no, I'm gonna give up something that I've really worked so hard for. My dad was caught up in fear. He sold the land. He sold the land at a throwaway price. So it goes back to, again, are we gonna keep on running from what you've really worked hard for, or are you gonna stand
Exactly.
up and for it?
What are you willing to die for? What are you willing to die
Exactly.
So I
for?
Mm-hmm.
want to point out that, in fact, Israel is at the heart of the genocide in the DRC.
Of
Israel has
course.
been arming and training militias in Rwanda and
Of
Uganda
course.
to
Oh,
maintain the
positive,
violent
positive.
chaos.
So we got the name. I told you. Responsible for all the shit in Haiti, in Africa. So it's not real. So Kagame's been kept in power by it. It's not real. That means the Rothschilds. The 70 dumbass been kept in power by the Rothschilds. So we're gonna talk about this today because you got the moronic big nose nigga in Uganda trying to call Dr. Eric Connor a scammer because of what even Torre did say. We're not gonna give citizenship to the diaspora right now because we're unstable. We don't know what spies we will be letting in the country. That's common sense for Americans, Jamaicans, and Brazilian, whoever wants to come back to Bikini Faso, become a citizen. I don't know yet. We're not strong enough to vet the people that's coming back in. But you had the two suspects. I told you, despicable niggas. That big nose moron in Uganda called her skank, said she's stealing money. That throw black to African nigga. I told you, this scamming ass nigga. They both tried to call her a scammer, so she had to come up with a bit explaining what happened. I'm a medical doctor. I ain't got to scam anybody. What are you talking about? I scammed somebody for $500. So they all went after Dr. Eric Connor. She made a video yesterday explaining herself. And so I told you, when you get the boot, and she called them what they call bootlicking Sambo. That's what they are. I told her what they were. Anyway, but I think they both getting paid by Is Not. All these people on YouTube start saying stupid shit. They're all getting paid by the Is Not Real people because they make the money from nothing. So you find out that all the troubles in the Congo, in Sudan, that is not real. And they put their puppets in, like Joe said, you get 99% of them elected, like Kagame and Museveni, who ain't done shit for none of these countries. They're all puppets. That's why she let you know it's not real in there teaching them how to fight. They don't have real armies. And so when armies been built is what? Bikini Faso. They kicked out all these ways. Say, hey, you don't get the right to come in our country and control shit. But they do. They did it because they want to South Africa fucking up shit. Same people. Because these cats got the fake money. Go ahead, Joker.
That facilitates Western mineral extractions from Congo's mine. Dig deeper into any atrocity across Africa and you will find Israel. From the Rwandan genocide, Israeli arms dealers boasted about supplying weapons, to the genocidal diamond extraction industry, or any other extractives in Africa. And it's really true. One of Israel's biggest export is diamonds. But fun fact, it's important to know that Israel does not have any diamond mines. But you know who do? Congo. Most of these diamonds come from African countries such as South Africa, Liberia, Congo, Ivory Coast, amongst others. These countries are directly linked to the groups committing massacres against civilians in order to obtain diamonds.
And that's why religion is so fucked up. And you got the Kenyans raising the Israeli flag. They'll genocide your big ass in a minute. And if you knew you had resources in Kenya, they'd genocide the fuck out your dumb ass. And you wouldn't even know. They know you don't know they're there because they made national parks for Kenya. Why they steal all your shit. Go ahead.
Diamond trade in Africa to be called the dirty trade. The jewels are called blood diamonds because the blood of thousands of Africans is shed in order to extract and market them. So again, we see the undeniable link.
Too much war across the motherland. Too much war and bloodshed. That's why Rastaman says, free your Africa. Africa is for the Africans. Free up Africa. Free up, free up, free up Africa. Africa is for the Africans. Free up Africa.
When we say in order for Congo to be free, Palestine needs to be free in order for Palestine. Like because it is the same culprit. So there's currently a very deadly genocide for power and control over Eastern Congo, an area that is widely rich in minerals. The M23, which is a rebel group, has been responsible for these killings, dismemberment, sexual assault, displacement of thousands of Congolese adults and children. The UN Refugee Agency states that the DRC is the most complex and long-standing humanitarian crisis in Africa, and it is home to the fourth largest group of internationally displaced people in the world. Congo is incredibly rich in minerals, while also being one of the largest countries in Africa. However, it is also one of the most economically deprived countries. Congo is one of the major mining countries of Africa, it's home to the largest reserves of metals and rare minerals that are used to make electronics. So whether it's cobalt or diamond or copper or gold and coltan, it will be found in Congo, and Congo is very rich in these minerals. And the key mineral that is found in Congo is coltan, that is used to power technology. And so a lot of modern day technology that we use, whether it's iPhones, laptops, all of that, they need coltan. And the West has been exploiting Congo heavily for this coltan, which is why we're able to constantly have like iPhone releases back to back and all of these new products and all of that, and mass producing them. It's because the West is exploiting Congo for its coltan. People are working in very, very harsh conditions, very deadly conditions, a lot of times against their will to produce
like Joey just said,
children,
like Joey said, we're in Nigeria. All of a sudden, you now got all these people running around and killing Christians and blah, 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 so they can go in. Like, Joey don't realize they already mapped the resources. They know it's there. But now they're going to implement all the destabilization with the fake propaganda.
What I meant is like the other black lady just said at the beginning of the show, until white people appear somewhere, there is nothing that existed there, right? So of course we know after this displacement of the people, they always come, even if it's not on the media, we're gonna see when it comes to the resources, they always report it when, before or after they start extracting it. Or a British company came and discovered some mineral, but it's been there. So exactly what she said, until white people appear somewhere, it's like nothing ever exists. It's the sarcasm, so it's crazy.
Children. So the M23, which is the rebel group that is actively murdering the Congolese people today, is made up of members from Rwanda, Uganda, and other neighboring countries, while politically powerful countries such as Britain, the US, France, China, and Israel
there you go.
all benefit from this exploitation because they continue to extract the mineral resources from Congo for their own profit. So all of these countries are benefiting from this exploitation. And I just want to mention also, mining coltan is incredibly hard. It's laborious, and a lot of people are risking their lives because the mines do collapse. And on top of this labor, they're being murdered senselessly by the M23. However, it is really, really important to mention that the blame is to be put on the most powerful and politically influential countries of the world. We need to point our fingers towards them because it's the same culprits.
Exactly.
You point your fingers ain't gonna work, lady. Yeah, Joey's right. You better build a military. Go ahead, Joey. They don't care about you.
I agree with that. Now, if I look at the South African lady now, you know, that your friend, go back to your country. Go fix your country.
Hold on, Joey. Did I ask it again?
You point to the Afrikaners and tell them to leave your country. They have a whole Orania, and you're telling us we should go back to our country. Are you crazy? Exactly. She's very right, actually. You need to point the main problem, which is what that South African lady is avoiding. You have a big problem in South Africa. You don't want to see that. You want to see other Africans who are coming to actually, they're not asking you for money.
That what they told us, Joey. Read the comments section. They said, why are you? I said, you got millions of Europeans invading, illegal aliens invading South Africa right now. Why are you not over there getting them? They're asking the comments. Why are you not getting the million? Why are you not getting the million white people that's coming to Cape Town illegally, Joby, right now?
Exactly. So she better fix that before she runs her mouth.
And all of these other genocides that are happening. A Palestinian writer and activist actually spoke about what's happening in Congo and linked it to the genocide in Palestine by stating the following. So I want to point out that, in fact, Israel is at the heart of the genocide in the DRC. Israel has been arming and training militias in Rwanda and Uganda to maintain the violent chaos that facilitates Western mineral extractions from Congo's mine. Dig deeper into any atrocity across Africa and you will find Israel. From the Rwandan genocide, Israeli arms dealers boasted about supplying weapons, to the genocidal diamond extraction industry or any other extractives in Africa. And it's really true. One of Israel's biggest export is diamonds. But fun fact, it's important to know that Israel does not have any diamond mines. But you know who do? Congo. Most of these diamonds come from African countries such as South Africa, Liberia, Congo, Ivory Coast, amongst others.
Botswana.
These countries are directly linked to the groups committing massacres against civilians in order to obtain diamonds. This has caused the diamond trade in Africa to be called the dirty trade. The jewels are called blood diamonds because the blood of thousands of Africans is shed in order to extract and market them. So again, we see the undeniable link. So I want to point out.
Yeah, so it's like I'm seeing from one of the comments right here on that video, someone says, I actually despise Israel at this point and the sickening greed that runs run this world. Of course, it's them. It's the greed. That's, you can fathom it, just like we've been saying, at least even if you are stealing, at least make the other people benefit, don't just
remember, Joby, when you talk about Botswana, and you did last week about who owns the Botswana diamonds. They did it legally. It's kind of theft too, but who are the De Beers, Joby? Who are the Oppenheimers and De Beers? Those are the cats again. So the Africans, they steal it, or the Africans still give up 70% of the mines to these people still, and they say it's legal. So whether they stealing it, causing like you said, widespread destabilization. Or they just say, yeah, we own the mines. With the De Beers and the Oppenheimers. Those are cats and hats, Joey.
It's them. Yeah, because I remember they're also in South Africa. We also remember when it was in South Africa when they renewed their contract to continue. Botswana or South Africa?
That was Botswana you said. That was Botswana. Even though they got the contract in South Africa too, they control the mines in South Africa too, Joe. And that's what you heard because you played a video, I think last week or the week before last, where you had the South African black say, "We know it's you, Israel people. You get out of the country. We know what you're trying to do."
We gotta fight this. We gotta do something about this because if not, we're gonna grow up with another generation of weak people who cannot fight, who are afraid to talk. We're gonna just say, yes, white man, so long as I can see your molars, and you see mine, that's okay, no, that's not cool. I don't want to live in poverty. Like I said, shout out to Burkinabe people, the Malian and the Nigerian people. Once you experience how life good can get, you don't want to go back to the shackles or to the poverty you came back from.
Exactly.
Once you've been shown America can be created in Africa or Dubai, come on. Who wants to be told, Habibi, come to Dubai when I have it here? Don't call me no Habibi. I'm right here. You pay, come visit my country, and you're very restricted on also how you visit my country. Laws will have to apply. We go back to what I said. You have to create a very strict system for these people, because this system that they created has been long favoring them. So it is your time to change the system, ensure they feel the pain they made you feel. Shout out to Ibrahim Traore. Shout out to Asim Goita. Like, these people are not playing. Or you want to say, oh, we can't benefit from this and this. Okay, your people also are going to suffer from this.
That's what the visa did, yeah. They try to say it's going to be $10,000, $15,000 for a visa for you people to come in. Okay, cool. It was the same for your fucking people too.
Exactly.
Gotta match that energy. Yeah.
Exactly.
About time.
You've been quiet. You want to be kind. You want to see if they can change their character. No, it's them. It's not a mistake. It's their character. You can't change someone's character. You can never. You can't. But
exactly,
we have Kenya, as we talk about the generations that might be caught up. We know that they're trying to force, of course, people into digital ID. And that this is now, if you look at in Kenya, they want to, it's internally put in your body. If I got this.
They want to chip the babies. And if you go back, shout out to Lynn Googie, what Joby was showing. Lynn Googie was there. I went back and looked at Lynn Googie and went back and did some research myself. How it goes back to the Gates and the Rockefeller Foundation, like I said. Remember, Joey played that video about a year ago with Elon, when Aaron Russo said the Rockefellers want to ship everybody in the world. That's in Kenya. It goes back to the Bill Gates. If you go back to that foundation with Rudolph walking with that Dutch thing, that's a front. That goes back to Bill Gates and it goes back to the Rockefellers. Shipping your ass. And Aaron Russo told you that 30 years ago when Joey put up that video. He said, I was like, why you guys want to do that? You guys got all the money because we want control of everything. They told Aaron Russo, we're going to ship you people. Then we're going to get rid of your ass. He told them that 30 years ago. And when they said in Kenya, we want to chip your babies. You out your fucking mind? Go ahead, Joey.
I remember, I think I saw that video you shared with me also of Lynn Googie. I saw it somewhere in the morning. If I can cue it as well. But let me share this as I try to find it.
I just told you in a very nice way. Now let me just put it blatantly to you. The program targets the birth of new babies. So once you have your baby, before your baby leaves the hospital, you no longer get a paper birth certificate, but then you get a digital one that is somehow implanted somewhere on somebody's body. Think about that, but have a listen to this.
The digital ID, which has been a big problem to us for a very long time, is now on a testing mode for the next 2 months. I have been assured by all the stakeholders, led by the ministries concerned, that by December, we will be able to launch digital ID, where every Kenyan don't have to carry any paper, plastic, or otherwise.
Nobody Kenyan wants this. He's been told to do it. Nobody Kenyan said they want what the fuck he's talking about. Look, this is a great achievement. No, not. We got to get rid of your ass. If you're dangerous as fuck, you got to go, and you got to go now. Understand, Kenyans? This Negro is dangerous. And you got to go, and he's got to go now.
He's gonna go. Actually, he's gonna go. After Raila's death, bet sure is going. He is sure going. Bet sure. He's gonna.
This is not gonna work, and he's not gonna be able to lock. See, that's them now, because see, Europe is falling apart. All the fake money that they've been printing, all that shit is collapsing. Like, if you guys know, I didn't know when I was telling you guys about Bitcoin. Bitcoin had collapsed. If you guys didn't know all these fake coins, because they created all these fake ass coins because the dollar schemes have been collecting fake ass. You can't keep printing money from nothing because it loses value. They've been printing so much fake ass money that that's what causes inflation. Like I had Joby showed you with Germany where they print all that fake ass money and they like what was he say like $1 trillion to buy a loaf of bread. But that's what they've been doing now globally with this fake ass money. And all these countries are in debt, Europe, America, and they're going to implode. They're going to collapse. That's when I told you, see, I create that fake ass Bitcoin, these fake ass coins again, right? So there's no production again. That's them making a new fake money out of nothing again. What gives Bitcoin any intrinsic value? What does it do? For what? What production has it created? Absolutely nothing. So it's fake. Exactly, it's fake. And so what they've been doing is getting people used to the system because they want to make it an exchange because they know their dollar scam is coming to an end. So they want to make this digital currency, but they control it. And you now, but that's been what 15 years now. And so now, because people are like, what is this? And, people still don't understand it. What's this Bitcoin? What is this shit called? What is? But they want to get enough time to understand it, so you would invest in it, and now you give it value. You're not gonna say, okay, they say, oh, this is now worth blah 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 value. You say, okay, I guess it is. So you'll sign on to a new scam. But what they've been doing with the morons, they've been pumping it and dumping it. They rise it up, and then they'll dump it and steal all the money out of it. They rise it up, and then they'll dump it. So last Friday, they dumped it. And all these Bitcoin fake motherfuckers all online doing Bitcoin, all were committing suicide. Oh, my money's gone. Oh, they all died. Yeah, one white guy killed himself beside his Lamborghini. I remember Joey put up before she leaves. One white guy killed himself. Because remember, white people are weak. So he got money off a fake system called Bitcoin, not understanding that the CIA, the cats control it and create that shit. So they rise it up when they want to. They let you live good. It works. Then they'll dump that shit on your ass. Then they rise it back up. They want to get you used to just using it so it becomes like regular dollars, regular shillings. They want to get you involved in it. So you now accept it as a currency, as a level of trade, because their dollars are collapsing. So they're going to replace that with this other fake money they made called Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, all that fake ass shit. Because their dollars are collapsed. They don't got the gold because they know now the Africans are going to start fighting. Africans not going to say, I'm just going to give you my gold no more. Because you see gold is already now $4,000 an ounce. So they got to make another fake thing. Because the Africans not saying, okay, we're going to come back and give you gold. They're used to saying that fuck you will. The fuck you will. We don't want your Bitcoins and we don't want your paper money. So that's what you got. So you had a major crash. They pumped and dumped it. So do me a favor real quick, Joe. Get off of here real quick. Do me a favor, Joe. Since you're on TikTok, look up, say Bitcoin influencer kills himself. It's going to be a bunch of them, but it's going to be one of them killed himself inside his Lamborghini. See, they let you make money. You think, oh, I'm making money, things good. And then they dump the price on your ass. Because that's what I told you, it made by no Japanese motherfucker. That same fake story about Apple and Google made by somebody, some lone people in their garage.
Yesterday, he lost $30 million.
Some shit. They tell you it made by some Japanese. See, they use the Japanese because the Japanese were known as great engineers. But don't no one person have no damn clout to create no currency and then make it global and have everybody say, yeah, this is worth this much. Who the fuck is he? That's like Joby said, I made a new coin key in my house called the Jobita. I'm like, yeah? What am I going to do with that? Well, it's going to be the currency of the planet. Why? Because I'm Jobita. Man, you don't get your ass out of here.
Hours later, he died in his Lamborghini. The legend of Konstantin Galich came to an abrupt end. The Ukrainian trader, followed by countless people on social media, was known for flaunting massive profits and a lifestyle centered around his bright yellow Lamborghini. He was seen as an idol of success in the crypto world. Konstantin's secret to success also sowed the seeds of his high leverage trading, borrowing massive sums to leverage small capital into colossal bets. While this strategy delivered staggering profits during market surges, it became a
the only thing I agree with evil ass Warren Buffett is this. The only thing I agree with, he got it right. He's evil as shit. But he told you, if you're gonna go broke, if you're gonna go poor, don't fuck around with alcohol, women, or leverage. So you chase women, you go broke. You're drunk, you go broke. You leverage shit, you go broke. So he was leveraging this fake ass Bitcoin, right? No, he said, booze, women, leverage. You'll definitely go broke. You don't chase women, you'll go broke. You don't chase alcohol, you'll go broke. And you damn sure don't leverage shit. That's what I'm trying to teach the more. You don't leverage a goddamn thing, you'll go broke. So all these Bitcoin morons were leveraging. And when it collapsed on their ass, they went broke overnight. Right overnight. They went from fake Bitcoin millionaires to being poor in like 10 hours. They couldn't do, oh, one Bitcoin, because the value's still phony. How do you go from $13 million in Bitcoin down to zero in 7 hours? Because it has no intrinsic value. It's a fucking scam. They rose it up, they pumped it up, and then they dumped it on their stupid ass. And they've been doing that ever since they created this fake currency back in 2011. They pump it up, and then they dump it. They pump it, then they dump it. So it's the wealthy elite that's been stealing from these dummies. They let them believe they're millionaires. They don't know eventually they're about to dump it on your ass. They're going to dump it. And they dumped it on all these white kids, and all of them went broke overnight. I'm a tech bro. I'm a billionaire Bitcoin. And in 10 minutes, your ass is broke and fucked up. You got no underwear, your Lamborghini, you can't pay the gas. So you're like, fuck it, I might as well kill myself.
From that, I just hope the Kenyan women are going to be, I don't know how to tell you, be careful. If you can only go back to traditional methods of giving birth, that is the best.
I ain't say Kenyan women, I said women. I ain't no Kenyan women on the bus.
No, I'm saying, I'm talking about the utero situation. I'm not talking about the children being given the birth chip and all that.
Okay.
Women are not going to know, but I'm saying this is the only way where if Africans, we were still practicing our cultures and tradition, we should go back to the maiden women, if I'm pronouncing them correctly, the maiden women, the women who help you give birth traditionally without all this medical.
Yeah. It's about midwives.
The midwives, yeah, exactly. Like Waton's mother, she can help you give birth, naturally without going to these hospitals. But on our last conversation for the day is about Raila Odinga. Of course, all of you know Raila Odinga, the famous opposition leader from the 254, was once a prime minister, writing the 254 during our third president's time, that is Mwai Kibaki. And of course, during most of his time for campaigns or him calling out for demonstrations, so many people have really lost their lives. So, of course, currently as we talk, like I was saying at the beginning of the show, we have some Kenyans mourning his death outside the studio currently. We have others in his home in Karen, in Kisumu, literally the whole of Nairobi. Most of the people are expressing their sadness of losing Raila Odinga. I'd say he's loved. He was genuinely loved by the people despite not achieving anything for the Kenyans. He was just genuinely a loved man. But listen to what has taken place this morning in India.
Na mtazamaji, tunasitisha matangazo haya kuwaletea tangazo la kuhuzunisha.
Na Raila Amolo Odinga ameaga dunia.
Na habari tunazozipokea kutoka India zinadhihirisha kwamba Raila Odinga alifariki mapema hii leo.
Naam, tangazo rasmi linasubiriwa kutoka kwa familia ya Odinga na serikali ya Rais William Ruto.
Na mtazamaji, tukirudia tena, tunasitisha matangazo haya ya moja kwa moja kuwaletea tangazo la kuhuzunisha.
Yeah, so those are the reports coming from one of our mainstream media, reported in Swahili. He was reported dead this morning in India. It goes back to, again, something we've discussed even about the previous president, that is Buhari, not Buhari, I mean the previous president of, was it Nigeria?
That's it. Yeah, that's Buhari. That's Buhari. Yeah, Buhari did that. Yeah. And so now you got this other old man supposed to run for president. Another old man. He's dead. The old man. He didn't even run for nothing. He be sitting his ass down somewhere, shutting up. He's an old man. Don't need to run for no president. These are old men constantly in Africa trying to get power. You're old. You haven't get no new ideas. He said, okay, it was love. Okay, great. He loved. I get you. Okay. What did he do? Show me his benefit to Kenyan people. Show me what he left better off by him being here. What did he do? What did he build? I want to. What did he build? Show me. I want to show me what he built.
Well, I didn't say he built anything. Well, I'm just doing my job, reporting what is happening in my country and Africa.
I know. I get it. I'm asking what he built. I said, I'm not tagging
nothing. He built nothing. I know he built nothing for the people completely, but he was just a genuinely loved person. He's just like
good for him. He's like a friendly old grandpa that Airtime like. Airtime was on the morning show today. I would take care. That was the Shamali. That shit was funny. So I said, you talking about taking care of somebody with dementia, Airtime? Airtime say, I take care of him if he's all sick and fucked up and he's blah, blah, blah. Somebody said, what are you talking about? How you going to be taking care of a 30-year-old man? You talking about somebody old. You talking about an old dementia nigga.
But yeah, we're going to wrap it up there. Shout out to Drum Hospital and the two of us.
That shit was hilarious, Joby.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Drum Hospital says, I was just watching Capri at the barber shop. The police let him off. Yes, they did.
They got him out. He got him out. Yeah. He got him out. He got him out yesterday. The mosquito.
Mm-hmm. And Juba Jaba Karibu Sana also earlier was saying they can just put nanoparticles in your blood, so you are RF wave ready. And also see.
It's about nanoparticles, Joey. They put nanoparticles in everything now. You know, mosquito, your soft drinks, your water. Everybody say this guy. The only thing I know you can do is go out and sun gaze, get nanoparticles in your fruits and vegetables, because that shit's so small you can't see none of it. These wicked motherfuckers are putting that shit in everything.
But yeah, much love, family. We'll wrap it up right there. Joe was just says he what unwanted Joe Biden. I don't think so.
Yeah, remember when he talked about that? He said Joe Biden. That's right, Joe Mosquito. You was there this morning. That shit was funny. That's like Shimani's reaction. Shimani said, "What? You're talking about somebody old here, Todd."
Much love, family. See you guys later on other shows, and of course come back and catch up with the What on herself and see what's popping on her show. But much love from me. I'm out. Peace.